Hello my friends, good morning. I'm testing here today our first beaded stitching that we've received from Fgnormal, and I will link it up for you unboxing video if you did not see the video. But here it is, my first test. I'm working with the black beads. Now remember that I said in my unboxing video that this is 11 count Ada, and beading should be on 14 count Ada, unless it's a pearls that you can order from usually pearl beads that a little bit bigger in a size. In here we have not very consistent size of the beads, and I'm testing as it is, and I have to say that it's not so bad. But it's only right now I creating like one line. So let's stitch a little bit together and you will see what I mean. The beads usually it should be more quiet to each other. So I have in here my beads off the camera because I don't want to spill them. So it's on a beading mat that it's not slippery. So how I stitch in here from corner to corner as I would do my for example half stitch, right? And I decided to use my threads that came with this canvas. So okay, I will put my cell phone on the top in here so canvas doesn't move too much. And I will do first, I decided to outline in the black beads to see how they go. Now in here the consistency on the size, it's not very accurate in here, but because in here like a one line and it's outside, I can use a little bit even bigger beads. Will be not very pushy with each other. So the most important will be later to review, for example, like how they will line up in here in one line where it's like a patch of colors. Right now it's hard to see it because it's only one line, so beads kind of like, you know, lining up free from each other and not pushing. So let's just stitch a little bit this line and just make sure your beads line up in the same direction. If you have to fix them a little bit with your help of the finger, do so. Push them so they stay upwards and all point in one direction. So if you start from one corner, continue to that corner. Okay, so we are going to continue. I don't know if I will be maybe later we can stitch a little bit also with different color, but for now this is our first test and I hope you can see what I'm doing in here. I'm trying to get like in two, so straight up to my next position, because needles are so thin that it's hard to kind of thin and so sharp, so it's hard to find a hole from another side from under the canvas. And by the way, I do use my needle that came in this kit, but the way I threaded these two threads, it's hard to thread. You can thread one thread at a time and fold in half, so you can see I'm stitching in two, but I threaded two. And how I did, I will show you this little tip how I did. For example, I put my threader in my needle, which is very tiny edge would go there, and I can't really find it right now, just a minute. So I put my threader like this, I put one thread inside, pull out, then went again and pull out another thread, because if you want to put two threads at once, a way they fold, kind of like not enough room to pull them together and you can break your needle. So I did one at a time and it's worked that way, because I was going to do like a just put one thread and fold on half, but then I decided to pull one at a time and it's actually fit that way, so I'm okay. All right, we are going, but still I will be also make you a little bit sample with this beads, but on 14 count Ada, and I probably will add that sample into this video. I will stitch on piece of my canvas that I have, just so I can show you how this will look like on 14 count, because I believe these beads are not big enough in size to work on 11 count Ada. Okay, because even like one line in here, if I show you sideways, let's see if we can see, they should be much more close to each other, but because it's a one line outlining, it probably will be okay from the distance. Plus this is a washable canvas, so when you wash later, all these colors will disappear, and I will recommend to kind of stretch canvas, maybe put even inside of the frame so it's stretched and you don't have to iron later. Better stretch to keep a canvas not wrinkle. Or the way you will stitch, and sorry if you hear some noises of my puppy, he's been naughty, so I put him in a cage right now. So yeah, okay, let's do it again and go up to the next one. But it is very, very fun to work on. And in here, because it's a one line, I even will use like a little bit longer, not very like not same size beads, because this black one, I feel like the color one more a little bit even in size, this one black one not so much. So yes, I'm trying to pick the best one. And hopefully, see, like this one now, one is a little bit longer. Well, it's hard kind of for you to see, and I don't think I can bring you close. Let's see, can I? No, see, it's going off the focus if I try to do more close. Oh well, so yes, I already emailed as soon as my video went live. I grab a link of my video and I did send them videos, so hopefully they will watch what I say, and also I make few of my points what could be better, what could be used and what not to use. So hopefully they listen and will fix this few little bit mistakes, error, and next project that they will develop will be in much more better quality. But for now, I'm happy even with this one. Okay. Don't forget to pick up the bead. As you can tell, I'm stitching my beads on an angle. You can also stitch beads like horizontal or vertical by doing a cross stitch, full cross stitch. And let me show you how, just for example, okay, one times. I never kind of tried this way, but let me show you what you can do to stabilize your bead a little bit better, but it will be in a different position. Okay, I'm looking for a bead. Okay, so I would go as I would go on a horizontal. Let's see what we have in here. Okay, I hope you can see it. Okay, so we did our stitch as a half stitch. Now I will go from another corner in here, go from the bead and go to my next half stitch but down to make a full cross stitch. But your bead, you see how it's turning? Can we see it? Okay, so I hope you can see it. Maybe because it's a black color, it's hard to see, but these beads go like vertical on an angle, not vertical, on an angle, and this one bead horizontal layer. So that's the difference, but you create in a full stitch. If you want to go this way, the beads will be more stable, but it's just a different positioning. So that's very quick update. After I created crisscross and a full X my bead, I have to pull out thread from my needle to pull out that stitch, right? So I try to use my other needle, and this is needle that I use for 14 count stitch, and it's actually perfect, and it's so much more comfortable to work with because needle not as sharp, and it's easy to find hole kind of from another side. So, and because these beads are bigger than it should be, not exactly size that we need, like not consistent size 10 or 11, so it's a mix of kind of beads, and they have a bigger holes. It's really comfortable to stitch with the regular needle as 14 count. So there you go. If you don't like the beaded needles because they are very thin and hard to thread them with the floss thread, there you can definitely work with your regular needle for the 14 count. Look, all beads go perfectly fine. Yeah, so yeah, okay, that's what I wanted to let you know before I forget. And I'm just will be going till I do a good chunk, and it's kind of easy for this needle go straight up to my next hole. Okay, from this hole behind the other, and that's why you can stitch in 2 holes at the same time, just like that. I know it's kind of off the focus a little bit. Okay. Alright, so now I will go and stitch by myself and come back to you to show you what I did so far, and maybe we will stitch with different colors, those that size kind of smaller look to me, see how they will go together. Here's what I have on my table today, and it's May 13. So yes, first I want to show you everything in here on the table. And what I did, this is the beaded mat, you know, the fluffy material. So I put in my cross stitching hoop, and it's actually a nice support and nice, not very tight, but it's still better. If you're afraid they will be slipped, because this mat kind of make beads not to jump all over, so I like that. And you can actually flip this ring upside down this way and it will be like on a crater. So if you don't want to work this way, but I thought I may give you a little bit tip of this. So with this color of beads I did not work yet. You can tell that they are sizes a little bit different. Through the bag it was hard to see, and now when I stitch I can see it. I did not stitch with this color yet. But let's go to my kitty cat in here, and I don't know, from this side you can't really see it. How about this light? Oh, that was a light. Okay, never mind. So yeah, let me show you some patches that I already doing. And what do you think? Close to the light. And black, very much not consistent. not as bad as I thought would be. It's actually look good. You know what, because of the partial nature of this image, it doesn't look so bad. For example, in here, like green one, how I can get close to camera but also show you angle by the light, maybe here really close to the light. You can see the beads are different in sizes. Yellow kind of more consistent, I would say. No, still different. For example, if you look in a top row 1, 2 and third, you see have smaller one and 2 and a fourth bigger, so they're not consistent in size. But if I look like overall, it doesn't look bad. Even this is 11 count Ada, but also this is not size 10 beads, definitely bigger, so they fit kind of okay, I would say. Like here is the patch, we can see the beads is a little bit smaller, a little bit bigger, but all together I don't know. So that's what I want to show you, like very close, so you can decide if you want to order or not. But I did request it to the company, try to find a beads that is more uniform in size, the same size. So I will be stitching with this beautiful pink color that's actually match my hoop, and that is going to be on this symbol number 4. We can see in here number 4. I have my bag number 4 and I have my threads number 4. It's pink. So how I will do here, because I have a here patch, 5 stitches in here. I will start from here, go this way. From here I will thread my thread underneath to this point, go this way, this way, this way, this way, then go under the canvas waving, because we have a patch in here, so we're not going to see the thread. And I will go to this point and go this way. From here I will jump to here and go the other way. Okay, so now let me set camera in a good position and we will work. So what I will do here, I will point my needle like this to the other side to find where I have to go, right, so I can see. And I will do my zigzagging this way, 2, maybe 3. Oh, that's too far. No, that's too far. I have to go a little bit. But you can see kind of purple colors coming out a little bit. So I will go 1, 2, 1, 2, and in here I kind of like, because it's a bead, so it's going to be a little heavy on a thread, and I will show you what I do in here, how I start in here, a little bit different, because I'm using 2 threads without a hoop on the end to secure, like I would do. I did tutorial in my beading stitching when I was working on poppy flowers. So in here I will do a little bit different because I don't have a hoop in here. So I go back into my last in here, or even split the threads kind of, you see, like this. Pull it and then I go through this hoop now, kind of creating a little security knot right there. So now I know my thread will not lose, and now I just have to find a way to go. Oh, keep going the other way. Okay, so here we are, and I will start my stitching. Pull my beads close to me. And also for my kind of more comfort, I like to roll, maybe not for now, but I like to roll my canvas this way also, to get me close to the part that they need to hold in my hands. And now it's canvas in my hands, I can control it. And let's place our first beads of this color. Now for this color, I'm not sure. It looks like this beads is colored on a, it's like a clear beads but colored on the inside. So hopefully we will not have leakage of the color, you know, when we're gonna wash our canvas. I don't know if those beads will lose color or not. And my apology if it's not very clean for you to see right now. Now, did I mention already before that I'm stitching with the needle that came with 14 count Ada, and it's fit perfectly these beads because this beads bigger size as originally would be. Hold on, I lost my bead. Okay. Now what also I forgot to show you because I'm talking. Usually my first bead I overstitch twice. So when I pull out my thread, I stitch my bead, then I go again one more time through this hole to secure this bead twice. If it's okay, do we need a light? Now I feel like it's a little bit better maybe now. Okay, blinds. Okay. So I secure my first and last bead usually twice. And because I'm trying to be so close, I really have to make sure I'm in the camera. So sometimes if I pull out after camera, please forgive me. So these beads, because they are bigger size, they fit okay with needle of 14 count. Just some of them doesn't go through, so I just put them on a side because next time if I bead something with the smaller size of beads, that I know they will fit perfect. So you stitch on an angle like, okay, what is it created, not another side. Like I would do regular half of the stitch. That's how I layer my beads in here. Some of you could stitch probably a little bit different. And just make sure, like, you know, just push it with the needle to make sure your bead staying right in the center. I feel like this color of beads, more of the kind of more even size, and I think they are maybe a little bit smaller, because if I'm looking right now next to each other, these beads, I think maybe even on camera you can see the orange bead looks a little bit bigger, and this one visually even you can see that they are smaller. So is this yellow a little bit smaller, and this one is bigger size. So yeah, not consistent, but because they are designed by the patches, so it's kind of okay look all together. Not bad, not bad. But I want to show you as close as possible, so maybe if I like something you will not like it, but definitely I would like to have them all in check beads, which is equal beautiful beads, and that would be canvas more expensive. Now yes, like remember this, because these beads are cheaper because they're not consistent in size, so the canvas for you to purchase will be cheaper than this would be in check beads, because they are of course high quality and expensive. So my question to you, would you prefer this kind you can a little bit, you know, picking a beads through and pick the best one, but canvas kit should be cheaper, or you wouldn't mind to pay more money but to have a perfect beads every time you stitch. So yeah, I would love to hear from you what you think, and we can pass this information to the company and maybe they will design whatever you like. So this is definitely for me, you know, that's the first thing they actually trying right now. That's already progress that they even have this one, because like I say, I wanted them for over a year already. I've been asking everyone who can bring to the store bead and stitching, and I was really happy when they finally told me they have it now. Finally, it took a long time for developer to look around and see. I even give them link to my video tutorial that I stitch to just to show them what I'm talking about, what kind of beading I referring to. So I lead them to my video, I lead them to the other stores, like just to show you what kind of product I'm talking about. And I'm really pleased actually that they have. So we just have to guide them a little bit without nagging, but guide to give a proper advice to make it better, because nobody gonna benefit if we're just gonna say, oh no, it's so bad, but don't give a good points. That will not work. If you want to give a good points what to be fixed, that will work always better. Okay, the sunshine seeping through, maybe. Okay, let me try something more. Let me try. No, it still doesn't work the way I wanted. Where this coming out from the top? I guess the little piece of sunshine. Okay, so I will show you right now what I mean about overstitching bead twice, because we will have to go now okay, one more bead in here, because we have to make a stable, because last bead, like when it doesn't have a support, it could kind of wiggle back and forth, right? And so I do go one more time from the same hole to get this same bead twice. So now I have 2 layers of thread in here, and this bead will be staying more secure. So now I will have to get from here to here. So what I do next, I look on my other side in here where I have to go. Here is my needle, that's the hole I have to go to, and I will be holding my finger in here. Okay, can we have a, oh, it's okay, actually better. Okay, so I know that I need to get to here. So I don't want to stitch from here to here, because there's some parts in here that we're not going to stitch and my thread could be visible. So what I need to do, I follow this line like this, because I know my thread will be hiding under this wave line. It's a little bit longer way, you know, like this. Okay, like this. So on another side we are not going to see this one line, and then I will go through this. So it's like a vertical or a horizontal, you just wiggle in straight line, so our thread will be not visible through the holes, like that. See, I created kind of L shape, but it's following the thick lines. I will be not seeing it through. Now which one was our hole we have to go? Yeah, that's the one I need to go to. So now when I pull my thread in here and we'll look from the other side, see, we are not going to see our line like passing through in here. So it's went like this and like this. Okay, that's technique good when you have a big for example, like in here, and you have to reach all the way up there. So if you put your thread all the way across and it's a colorful thread, you will see it. So that's why it's kind of wiggle. Under all this patch you can do straight up because everything will be stitched, but when you have a partial and you don't have a color, you have to wiggle from shape to shape to kind of to stay. How I get the patch of the sun out? Ay, don't know how to move. Okay, I'm sorry. Maybe we're just not going to stitch full on if it bothers you. And I wish I could hear you, but let's do it. Okay, so now this one, because I just went from here to here, so I will secure this one twice again, because it was a big transition from one spot to another. So I want to make sure like just a double secure my thread or double secure my bead so it stays stable there, like this. Go to the center now, because I went in here so I can come out from here, so I'll go from here to opposite direction in here to kind of meet each other. The sunshine really interfering with me. Maybe I have to close blinds up there more. Let me try more. Hold on, there's somewhere sun coming out through. No, the other way. The other way. There. Okay, maybe now good. We will try our best to kind of work with it. Yes, because if you miss a certain time of the day, that's what I have. Okay, so I will secure this one now again, my bead twice, because we will jump to another side. So I want this bead to be more stable and kind of put to the side so it's level up. And you can see, if I don't know if you can see from here, that this bead is bigger and this one is thinner. So that's the way, you know. So now I need to get all the way to this spot, and I don't want to break my thread. So we will do again same thing. Let's see where we have to go. Right in here. Okay, so I will thread. I will go from here twice, like this. And then I believe, where is it? We have to go this way. Yeah, this way. Okay. Are we on camera yet? So this way. So I have to do one in here and one more zigzagging, and then it should be okay. Now we're in the right direction. So yeah, I'm doing slowly, just so if you never never stitch this way, it's kind of good to have some points slowly done instead of just showing you finished product how this look like. I want you to learn together with me. And we are continue now. We are going to secure twice this bead because it will be wobble from long distance that we went up there. There. You can even do stitch in here and 2 stitch at once. For example, you are here and you have to go to next hole. You just go on an angle and pull at once. Okay, just like that. Pick up the bead, don't forget pick up the bead. Go here and you can go again with the 2 holes at once. For me right now on the camera it's not very comfortable. Just remember, it's like in cross stitching, you create in a half stitch, so your stitches have to be lined up all in the same direction, and that's the only rule with beads that you have to remember. All beads have to be facing the same way. If you accidentally stitch in the wrong direction, you will see the right away, and I would recommend to sometimes if you already stitched too far away and you don't want to pull out bead, you can crack bead open with your pliers and stitch on that spot new bead. That's, or if you put the wrong color bead, if you're doing it like by, let's say, not stamp canvas but by counting. It's fun. I love it. I miss this so much. Oh, I wish it would be like not the partial but the full stitch, and it's actually kind of interesting. Okay, trying to find a hole. It's fun to stitch with the coordinating colors of the threads, because before I would stitch just like I explained it to you before in my first episode, that I would stitch with the fishing line or like special beading thread that it's like a fireline white color or like a see-through color, and you would stitch all colors at once. But because here is a partial, so it's okay to actually work with this color threads of DMCs, and this will create more colors. So I like that. I like that. It's just lots of change in colors. That's all. That's all the inconvenience, that you have to change the color all the time of your threads. But usually I stitch till I finish my thread, and then I go after different color. For example, I will stitch with this pink all the way where I have, there's lots in here on the top, but after I finish this thread I will go after this gray color, and my all this little whisker side will be done. I have a feeling this video will be long because I want to create this all in one kinda, So I will be stitching now, since I show you more colors how they look like, and I kind of like it. I will be working probably with the black beads because they are not fun to watch on video unless you think it's other way. So I will be stitching with the black till I finish, and maybe one more time come back with you so we can finish, or maybe come back to you when we have to wash this. I don't know, should I switch? Maybe I will create one more video about this one. Okay, so my video about stop, soon as it stop, I will be recording new episode later. In a second for you. From here I will go here, but now I will double secure the same bead. There. Not sure how long this video will be now, so I decided to finish this way. I did lots of stitching with the black color. You can see how beautiful this right side is popping when you have a black beads around outlining. And I already finished two colors in here, number 4 and number 3, and here it is. You can see how much beads left over, which number 3, I have to say, let me get something to show you this out with my fingers. Okay, so number 3, it was only this 6 beads in here and 6 big beads in here, and same thing on another side. So it's, you know, so little beads, and look how much they were in here. So I picked the best one and left a lot. Now this one bag, a lot, I say, look at this big amount of the beads left over, and I already finished this color. So also I can show you this number 3 and number 4. Number 3, it was only one thread of 6 was, so I stitch with 2, of course. So all the string is left, so as my first one that I was stitching, because obviously it was very little bits to stitch. In number 4 I had a 2 strand of the threads, so this is my one of the 2, and one is totally not even touched, so it would be enough even one strand of threads up there. That's it, and I keep going. It's so much fun. So what can I say to you right now? You know, for this kind of, well, I say that cross stitch or with bead stitching, usually it's on 11 count 14 count Ada with number 10 seed beads. In here we have 11 count Ada, and the beads actually bigger than you would have with 14. So after all, they look good. I have to say they look good. Of course, beads should be more straight, like equal in size. But if I show you in here like a full patch that's already stitched, when it's all together, it kind of looks good to me. Yeah, I can see some not even beads, but doesn't have a very big gaps between them. Okay, and last night I stitched these flowers in here, so, and then I decided to go and finish all the black. So all this black that I have in here, this kind of patch, I did last night, so it's finished those 2 colors. And yeah, I kind of like the way it's coming out. So I have to say, if you never stitch with beaded stitching, this is perfect canvas for you to practice, because it is 11 count and you can see very well. And I was working with the needle of 14 count cross stitching, and just a few beads that wouldn't go through that needle, but most of them perfect for this bead size. Yeah, so I will be working on it, and I decided to create second video for you with this, because in my second video, which is next video you will see about this canvas, we will have also, we will wash canvas, because that is going to be kind of like a crucial breaker to see if any of these beads will lose their color or not. All I want to lose these grids and numbers and all this stuff, but we don't want to lose any color of the beads, because some of them like painted on the inside, like for example those pink one, they are painted on the inside. So this one, some of them like very strong, those oranges, beautiful. And if I show you from the side, look how beautiful this looks like from the side, and you can see the color of the threads sideways, and that's what looks beautiful by coordinating numbers. I mean coordinating colors of the beads. You can see coordinating colors of the threads, and it looks fantastic. Look at this. If I can show you this way, it looks gorgeous. Okay, so I'm actually happy with this one. I'm happy the way it's looked like so far. And yes, the company know they need to be beads bring more equal in sizes. So I think for the first time they did very well, and I enjoying so much by creating this. So now I will stitch this. I will start with black and finish all the way around now, and then I will add some more colors and we will stitch together. And yeah, we will stitch a little bit together, maybe on the flowers up there, because it's a big patches for me good to record. But I will finish all the black colors. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. Give me your comments, what you think about this beaded stitching, and if it's something that you learn for the first time. If you know how to cross stitch, that you know how to bead, you just don't know maybe yet, because if you know how to make a half of the stitch, that's all you do, half stitch, and just don't forget to put extra bead on your needle. That's it. That's how easy it is. Okay, my lovelies, I will see you next time, which is tomorrow, but I will do my best to finish this fast for the full review, to see how this look like in full finished project.